A 1, a 2, a 1, 2, 3, 4.
That's the first song that came to my mind.
I was wondering what was gonna happen after.
It's like a very summery song, I feel like. Wow. Colin's jazz group plays that all the time. And every time I'm there, I'm like,
is that in
it's in like
Parent
every
Trap?
yes,
Yeah,
it's in like
yeah.
every single early 2000s, you know, movie rom-com. It's just like the good vibes of
good
like
vibes? The vibes we want for this episode.
like let the montage roll, you know.
the montage roll. Yes.
Always.
We're just trying to have a Parent Trap summer. This is like when the Parent Trap's grown up. Right?
Yeah, like let's go to adult summer camp and discover new skills
And
and,
hang out and
eat
eat
Oreos with peanut butter. Twins. Well, welcome back to the Inside Scoop.
Welcome. I believe this is episode 14.
I'm starting to lose track,
Losing
which I
track,
feel
which is
like
a good sign.
that's a good thing. Like it's just becoming our regular thing. We love hanging out with you every week, and
Back shooting in Connecticut. We were in New York last episode, but we've been on the go, traveling as a quad.
yeah,
traveling
I know
with
we've
the
gotten so much
guys.
good like twin like couple dates going
I know,
on. It's
I
been
love
really
it.
fun.
It's nice being close, and then we can do those things and hang out and just grab pizza, travel together, do all the things.
We got to go to Dumbo, Michigan, hanging out here a little bit.
And then summer travel plans are done for me.
I'm like, do I have summer travel plans? I was going to go to up north, Michigan with Colin's family, but I have opera rehearsals. So opera. That's like the next thing that's starting. And then, yeah, I guess we don't have any other big summer travel plans. Usually we're doing like a big trip, but
It's kind of
next
weird because
year-
it's like mid-July. So it's like come August. I mean, some schools start back like the first, second week of August.
which is
It's
crazy. I feel like that's too soon. Like let the kids have some summer vacation.
like in my mind,
Let the big kids.
in my mind, like August still encompasses summer vacation. And then September is the start of like early fall for me. September, October, November. No, September definitely like the start of fall.
I guess I think October as more like start of fall.
Yeah. But I guess I always think of the seasons as like school seasons. So like September, October, November is fall. December, January, February, and then it's like March is like spring break. So it's like March, April, May, and then June, July, August is summer.
I get that.
This is the teacher brain that like, and Andrew and I are both like in that teacher brain, you know. So it's always like seasons by
you
the
will
school
always
year.
associate the seasons with school year.
Yeah.
I get that. Yeah.
Which isn't a bad thing, but we're in the heat of summer right now, living it up.
Literal heat of summer.
The literal
Like,
heat. I know we're a little sweaty. We turned down the AC, so
sweating.
you won't hear it going crazy in the
I
background.
kind of don't mind though when you're like so hot. Like that you just kind of I feel like you grow neutral to it a little bit.
Having sweat my butt off like every day in New York for like the past 2 weeks, I have to disagree. I get back, like I'm waiting for the subway to go home, and I'm just like, oh my God, how am I this sweaty? like the air is so still, and I'm just like, I just need a cold shower. That was my out last week. It's just like,
I don't know. I feel like because I've been doing a lot of like hot Pilates, hot yoga, and I feel like I'm sort of just starting to be okay with being really hot. The only time it really bugs me if I'm trying to go to sleep.
I do
That's the
not
only
like
time
it
that-
hot when I'm trying to sleep.
And
But like you also spend most of the time in like climate controlled. Like you go on walks and stuff, but like in New York, like all the time, like going to get groceries, walking, I'm hot. Walking back, I'm hot. Going to the park, I'm hot.
I mean, if I went to the park, I'd be hot.
I know, but like you can take your car and like blast the AC going
I
around
guess, I mean,
and
the
stuff.
subway has AC.
That is true. Once you get on, for the most part, it works.
Touche.
But waiting for it, I'm like, oh my God, I'm so hot. Some of those stations, I literally carry around like a little Spanish fan just so I can fan myself.
So this is necessary.
Yeah, seriously. But anyway, back on track. Should we do our twins and outs?
Yeah, why don't you go first?
Kick it off. Okay, well, my easy one this week, family time. Got to see Mama Scoop.
Mama Scoop.
Got to go back to
Aw, it
Michigan.
feels so good.
I know it was nice to go back to Michigan and like, I mean, we're from Rochester, Michigan. And it's just like, it's cute. Great
the downtown is
downtown,
awesome.
yes.
There's like good food and bakeries and coffee, and
It's just cute. It's nice, and
it's also cool to like go back as an adult to like your kind of childhood areas and be like, oh, now I can explore this, or I didn't even know this was here and it's been here forever. Like you just get different places.
different spots that you're like looking for as an adult, or you pay attention to as an adult. You're like, you're not paying attention to like, I don't know, some boutiques or stuff. You're
I mean, when we were in high school and stuff, living in Michigan, like it downtown, like all we did was go get Slurpees, slushies from 7-Eleven, or go to, you know, DQ and get Blizzards, you know, walk around on a date, and then
and
like,
then
that was
bike
like
there.
we biked everywhere, right? And that was it. Like we went to the park. But that was pretty much it.
Was it?
And now as adults, we're like, oh, we have got a little more cash money. Go check out some bars. Go check out different restaurants. It's cool.
Yeah. It's nice. It's nice to go back. Yeah, I agree. So yeah, family time, easy one for me. It's just nice to hang out, have some family time, bring the guys along.
We also didn't go home for Christmas this year, which usually like
I
we're always back in Michigan.
know.
But we did like East Coast Christmas.
Which was nice, but I missed.
I miss like going and hitting like the regular spots, you know, like
Yeah. And in Rochester, Michigan, where we're from, like they light up the whole downtown with like every single building.
what's it called? The Parade of Lights?
I think so.
or the something light festival. But downtown Rochester is like insane.
If
Like
you look up pictures, like every single building front on the whole, like, I don't even know, like what, 5 blocks of downtown?
Yeah, maybe
or
even more.
Every single building is just
From a roof to the
completely-
ground.
completely covered in lights. And so it's so pretty, and it's just nice to like walk around, get some cocoa. Like
they do like a little like lighting festival. It's so cute. So I did miss that.
I miss that, and I miss just like, it's just nice to like go back. Although it was nice to be like on the East Coast, it was nice to like have
was a nice
Christmas,
change.
Christmas in New York. Like,
Yeah, and Colin and I got to host Christmas dinner type thing, which is really fun. Oh my God, talk about Christmas. I don't remember where I was the other day, but someone was like, "Yeah, I'm so ready for Christmas," and I was like,
I am not.
Girl,
no.
let's at least
no.
you know do Halloween or fall or something first."
I have been seeing a lot of people posting like, it's officially like almost spooky season, and I'm like, I love fall. Like as an October baby,
I'm not ready
like,
for that yet.
I want the nice weather, and I love fall. Like fall in New York is just the epitome of like, it's so pretty. Like I love it, but I'm like, not yet. Although like I could take a little bit less heat, but I'm not ready for fall. Like I'm not ready.
I feel like right now is like the long summer days where it just seems like time is on a whole different trajectory, and you just kind of lose sense of what, you know, what's late, what's early.
Yep.
And I just love that. Like I look forward to that every year. So I am not ready to be done with that yet.
The long hours of light, definitely, I'm here for it. I'm here for it. Like I wake up,
Yeah.
and we're such morning people. Like I wake up to work out at 6 a.m. and it's light. I'm like, there's no crawling out of bed and you're like, I should be asleep.
And there's no like it's dark at 4 p.m. That is the pits. That is the worst.
On the East Coast, it gets darker earlier in the evening with the time change than in Michigan, like an hour earlier. So it's
Yeah.
like, because of like where we fall in
Right,
the time zone.
right.
And I know, like the 4 p.m. dark, I'm like, this cannot.
Because by the time it's 8:30, I'm like an
awful.
old granny. I've got like my PJs on. I'm like, I can barely hold
8:30,
on
then it's
another
like,
half hour. Yeah,
it's time for
so
bed.
not ready for that yet, but
No,
yeah, I'm enjoying like the middle of summer.
me too.
It's my favorite time.
What's your in?
Well, my in I think is going to be something that I never thought would be necessarily my in.
Oh yeah?
But I'm gonna say romantasy. I'm like I'm turning into a romantasy girly. So I read. Okay, one thing you got to know about me is that I am so bad with remembering names, like names of books, names of characters. I could be reading a 500-page book and like know all these in-depth things, but can I remember the character's name? No. So,
But you like see it on the page and you're like, oh, I know what this person
exactly.
is.
So
but-
I'm like, what is the name of this book that I'm almost just finished that I really like? It's called Shield of Sparrows. Let me just
Okay.
double check so I don't.
I'm so like that too.
Yeah, Shield of Sparrows by Devney Perry.
Okay.
I saw somebody recommend it as like a just read thing on their Instagram stories, and I checked it out, and I'm really liking it. So I've been going on
Okay.
like my hot girl walks, listening to this audiobook, and it is so good. I read all of the
Listening to some smoldery.
and this one is like mildly smoldery. Like there's
Okay.
a lot of great story context. It's not as nowhere near as smoldery as like ACOTAR.
Which I need to read those just so I know what everybody's talking about.
and like Fourth Wing, like all of those, that series, which obviously I can't remember the name of the series, but like those are like extra steamy. Like I feel like there's, that kind of verges on lots of scenes that are like really sexy and stuff. This one is like, there's definitely like intrigue and there's definitely those sexy scenes, but it's a little bit more story based.
It's not just like, and now they launch at each other. There's a little bit more like context.
Sort of think
to
like
it.
first book of ACOTAR. Yeah. If you know what I'm saying, you know what I'm
sure. I haven't
saying.
read it,
Yeah. But I generally don't like fantasy that's so involved where it's like I have to understand the worlds of this, or the rules of this different world and all this stuff. But these series I feel like are really easy to just jump into.
Okay.
I'm like a historical fiction girly, or like even a kind of contemporary novel person. And so I'm like, really? Like romantasy? Am I really going to get into this? But so far, so good. Like I am loving this book. So if you're looking for a new next romantasy book, this Shield of Sparrows is real good. I have like I'm almost at the end of it.
Seems like a good genre for the summer too. Like a little something fantastical.
Yeah.
So it's like you're getting away, and then also a little like romance.
Well, because the book I read right before this was the new Emily Henry book, and
I'm reading that right now. The Big
it
Beautiful
was
Life.
so good. Oh, I actually have it in hardcover if you want to take it with you.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Is it Big Beautiful Life?
Big, I think
Oh my gosh, here we are.
this Big Beautiful Life. I think
Big Bad Beautiful Life.
Big Bad,
yeah. You guys know it's the red cover.
obviously I can't remember the title of anything.
We're so bad about that in book club too. We'll be like, and then that character, what was her name? She was the sister of the brother that had the problem with the we cannot remember.
Try
It was so
watching
bad.
like Game of Thrones or something like that. Like I'm like, oh, it's the blonde boy who's like the son or something of the other blonde guy, and Colin's like, that's literally every character. I'm like,
That's true.
yeah, but you know what I'm talking about? I'm like, oh, it's that girl, that chick who was in that movie with the guy. He's like,
I'm gonna need some
sure,
more
that's
context
every
on
movie.
that.
But yeah, I'm loving some romantasy. Also, if you have any recommendations, please shoot me a DM, because I'm gonna be in like like show hole, but I'm gonna be in like book hole where I'm like, what do I read next?
So I went to a couple weeks ago. I was in we had a bachelorette weekend, and we went to this big like romance bookstore in New York called the Ripped Bodice.
Oh my god, I've been wanting to go there. It seems so cool.
It's in Brooklyn, and it's massive and so fun. They've decorated it from floor to ceiling with like cute books and
Oh my
decoration,
gosh.
and it was so fun going
That's
there.
perfect for a bachelorette.
It was
too.
so good. It was really good. So that one, when you come visit,
Did you
we
wear
should
some bodices when you went in there? Some little bustiers?
go. Booster? No, we just wore normal
Oh,
clothes.
you should have done some little corset looks, just like, here we are. In
we went
bodice.
on like a book crawl, which was really fun.
Oh, I love that.
So yeah,
That's
a
so
good that's a
fun.
good spot to find a new
Okay, next time
series.
let's go there.
Yeah.
I feel like that would be fun.
Yeah, they have. I found out they have like a sister store in California, I think, because
Oh,
they
really?
had little half heart magnets that was like you can buy the other half at their other store, which I thought was really cute.
Stop.
Yeah, so
That's cute.
yeah,
All
so
right,
maybe
well,
you can go there get some new romantasy. But it's a fun. It's like a new genre. I mean, it's been around, but I feel like the amount
these are catered to women though.
But the amount of
I feel like-
options, like, before you could find like there were the kind of like steamy romance writers, but now it's like a whole new genre.
Right, and it's like, I mean,
It's
these
revived.
books have a lot of depth to them too. Like even ACOTAR and even like these other series that are like, they do have a lot of these sexy scenes. Like the context and premise of the book is really detailed.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And the characters are really well developed. So it's not just like, it's not just meant to be like smut, what they say, right?
Yeah.
Like it's really like you really get connected to the characters and the storyline, and yeah, that's totally my in.
All right. Well, time to read a little. I have to read the ACOTAR books just so I can like know everybody's talking about. But
That's why I started reading them, because I was just like, okay, everyone keeps
Yeah.
talking about it. I need a new book series, and then
once you get into it, then you're like, I could keep going with this. Like, this
yeah,
is
I love it. I loved it. What's your out then?
Okay, my out, just from traveling so much the past few weeks, like July has been travel time. My out, and it's kind of an obvious one, but the middle seat on planes.
I feel like that's
As
tale as old as time out.
the middle seat on a plane is just like, you're not going to be that comfortable. And being a small, short person, I'm always the one in the middle. Like usually when I fly with Andrew, I'll offer just because I'm like, you're 6'2" man.
I was gonna say, if you weren't like a relatively petite person, it could be a lot worse being in the middle seat.
Yeah. I'm like, you're a 6'2" man. Like I will take the middle seat. But sometimes like I'm also cheap when I fly and I'm not like
Sometimes.
I mean all the time.
Always.
I want to get the cheap flight.
Like
okay?
all of those memes where it's like, how much is your relationship worth? Not $15 so we can sit next to each other.
Oh, never.
I'm like, I'm never going to pay more than I need to. I'm like, I'll see you when we land. Like, bye.
No. $5 for extra leg room? No. $5 for snacks on the flight? No.
Or like an early check-in? No.
No.
I don't care.
Extra time to get on the
I
plane?
don't care enough.
No. So when they charge to pick a seat, I'm always no. Except my only exception is if I'm flying international.
Right.
And
you're
it's-
there for like 8 hours
and it's
plus.
under like $20 to pick your seat. I'm like, okay, fine. Because I have gotten screwed in the middle seat.
For an international flight, you do not want that.
No. Long story short, was on an international flight that was like 4 across in the middle. I was one of the middle seats. Luckily, Andrew's on one side, but our flight was delayed and we were like waiting and waiting. This guy like had his leg over on my leg area, had his arm completely
Better
on
bring
the
out that
armrest.
tape measure.
And
sir,
at one point, because I'm literally like sitting like this because like I had no room. And at one point I got so mad and I just decided I'm
Assert
going to
your
own
space.
my woman's space.
sir,
And he just
scoot
kind of
thine
like
arm.
looked at me. I kind of like shoved his elbow. Like I don't think he spoke English, but I was just like,
I'm surprised you held off for that long. I'd be like, do you mind?
I know. Like sometimes it's weird. Like sometimes in social situations, I feel like people that normally are fine speaking their mind, you feel a little like timid sometimes. Just being like, oh, sorry, do you mind?
Especially when you know you're gonna have to sit next to them for like 8 hours.
Yeah, but sometimes
That's
you're
true.
like, I didn't say anything at the beginning. Is it too late to say something now? But I feel like it's never too late. Just speak up. So I just
Yeah.
kind of like remind myself of that. But
Ask for what you need.
I am often the middle seat, and I have often been the middle seat, and I'll like come up and I'm like, okay, please, oh, here's my row. And they'll be like, I'm thinking of like 2 times ago, there was like an older gentleman and he was like, all right, we got the little one in the middle. And I was like, oh. And so that, it was like, he was obviously thinking he didn't, like he was still going to be able to take up like most of the
Man
room.
spread.
And I was just like,
A little.
I will be
Open
putting
them
my
thighs.
arm on the armrest. I will be
You're like,
putting
I
my
will be claiming my space.
I will be claiming my space. But yeah, middle seat. I'm always the middle seat. And it's not the vibe. Luckily, the flights I've been on recently are short.
I mean, to Michigan is like an hour and a half.
Yeah. Or
So-
like when we went to Chicago, it was short. But middle seat, not the vibe. I don't mind the middle if I'm sitting between 2 people I know. Like you and mom.
Yeah. I mean, because I just be like, can you please move?
Or like you and Andrew. Like I will throw my leg over your leg if I need it.
Yeah. Yeah. Or I mean, honestly, if I'm just next to Colin on one side, at least I can be like, can you scoot out? Like,
Yeah.
the worst is when you have to wake somebody up. Like that happened to me on a recent flight. I think it was back from Mexico.
When they're the aisle.
So I'm like, this is a long flight. Like I will have to get up and pee at some point.
Yeah.
And it's just a little tippy tap, tap, tap. Hi, excuse me. Can I get out? And they're just like, I hate you so much. Like, I'm sorry.
My ideal, if I'm flying by myself, I'm always the aisle because I like to be able to get up or stand up even if I just need to stretch.
I didn't book this flight for myself.
No, yeah.
They booked it for me, so.
Second ideal would be Andrew on the aisle, me in the middle. Well, I guess second ideal would be no one in the middle, me window, Andrew aisle.
Main ideal would just be I get the whole row myself.
There was one time that happened. Like it was a late night flight. No one else came in my section. I was like, if only this could ever happen on an
the jackpot of
international
traveling.
flight,
I
right?
know.
I could
Oh,
just
that would never happen.
spread
That would never
out.
happen.
But yeah, my middle seat on planes. It's just, I mean, that's obviously why you don't pay. They obviously throw you in the middle. They're like,
That's why
you didn't pay?
whenever they're like, oh, we have a couple seats left, and it's always middle seat.
Yeah.
I mean,
So
yeah.
But I will be cheap and I will still opt for the middle seat. if
Save
it's
that
free.
$15.
Buy me a couple
Always,
coffees
always.
on vacation. So yeah. I'm a little frugal that way.
Yeah. We've got more important things to spend our money on.
I'm like, I can get through this.
Yeah. Yeah. I think my out is also something that I feel like nobody likes, but now it's gotten personal. So my out is parking tickets / meter maids who have an agenda.
You sound like you've got a little personal context.
So like I
with
will go
that
out
one.
of my way to not have to deal with parking on Yale's campus because usually it's crazy with students and stuff. It's a little calmer with the summer, but I'll usually just park somewhere out in like a neighborhood and walk, 10, 15 minutes in. I get a little walk and I also don't have to pay for parking / deal with weird tickets and stuff. But with my Pilates studio, it's like in the middle of town and I kind of, it's early. So I don't want to have to like park far off and walk in. So I've been parking and paying, the couple bucks for parking or whatever.
Yeah.
And the other day I came out and got a ticket that ended at like, I think it was, 9:10 or something, but I had paid for parking till 9:10.
Oh my gosh.
And so I like come out and I see there's a ticket and I'm like, but I had parking until then. And they had put it and I'm like, this meter maid is just like standing there being like 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, ticket. It's like to the second.
Oh yeah.
So I contested it with a picture of I had paid to park and I'm still waiting. I'm sure they're going to be like, next, sorry. Like,
thank you.
But
next.
I'm like, okay, it is kind of weird that they gave me a ticket on like the minute that I still had parking till. So I don't know.
Did this parking person leave the premise in the 30 seconds it took you to get there? Because if you took a picture at 9:10,
well, I had a picture of my app, like that I had paid for parking until 9:10. Did I actually come out there at exactly 9:10? Yes.
Yes,
I'm sorry.
did.
My
sympathy for you is running thin.
I think it was like 9:12 that I came out there, but
Okay.
they had given me the ticket. You know what I mean?
I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying. The
The
ticket said they gave you the ticket at 9:10. You had parking until 9:10. You didn't see the ticket until 9:12.
yes.
I
I didn't include that in my contesting of it, but we'll see. Maybe somebody will be like, yeah, technically. I mean, I'm sure they're going to be like, no, please give us our $25.
I'll say guilty if I was Judge Judy.
I will say the only other time that I have gotten parking tickets on Yale's campus is like I'll be teaching lessons all day, and if I decide to park, and I have to do parking, it's been on the very minute that I'm like on the app reloading my parking. So if I have parking until 2 and it's like exactly at 2 that I'm like, oh, parking just ended. Okay, reload it. And it's like 2 with like 30 seconds passed.
Yeah.
It's like in that 30 seconds that I get a ticket. So someone's just waiting there on the hour. Like,
You need to learn from experience. Then they're obviously being like super strict.
that's why I stopped parking on campus.
Yeah, that makes
But-
sense. That makes sense. I don't miss parking, not having a car. I do not miss trying to find a parking spot, paying for parking.
So we'll see. But so far I'm sort of like, will they pardon me? Will they pardon me? I don't know. We'll see.
The only other time that I have had like a run-in with like a parking person was
Did you cry? Did you beg? Did you get on your hands and knees?
it was the day that please sir. It was the day we moved into our house in Grand Rapids, and I went to go pick up sandwiches for everybody that was helping us move, and I just like had my hazards on. Like it was literally like I parked right next to the door, ran in, like grabbed my bag, walked out, and the guy was like took his thing out. No. And I was like, I'm so sorry. Like I just ran in to grab these sandwiches. Like I've got my hazards on. Like I just ran in here, and he looked me dead in the eyes and hit boop and like printed out the ticket. And I was just like, okay. I understand.
Just
like, I was not supposed to be parking here.
right in the heart.
Like he hadn't
Okay.
he was like, and I think he was like, oops, sorry, boop, already went through. And he just looked me dead in the eyes. And I was like,
this feels personal. It's
gonna take my
feels quite
sandwiches.
personal.
take my sandwiches.
I'll cry.
Get back in the car. I didn't tell anybody about it like that day.
Sometimes you just gotta pay the parking tickets in private.
Yeah. I mean, it was.
I'm airing mine out for you guys, so you know.
All right. Well, do you want to start with Well, Leah actually let me pick this week. She let me pick since it's a twin take week. And
This is like going to be debate club.
It's going to be a little bit of a debate.
Do I agree? I don't. Well, you started off.
Our twin take of the week.
Your
My
twin take. Sarah's twin take
My
of the
twin
week.
take is stores should bring items back the following year. Like it shouldn't just be new items every year. You should bring back some of the same items every year.
And can I ask why you think that?
Okay, so there are some stores that bring a few things back, but most stores don't. Like it's totally new stuff every year.
Right. I mean, I agree with you on that.
And in my opinion, it's like I find a pair of pants I really like. I want to keep wearing them. I might even want to buy a second pair. Maybe come out with a new color. But it's like, as soon as you find something you really, really like, most stores, it'll be like, it's gone the next year. Or maybe it's something that I wanted to buy, but didn't.
Yeah.
Like a dress where I'm like, oh my gosh, this black dress is stunning. I don't have anywhere to wear it. And the following year I have a wedding and I'm still thinking about that dress. You know, sometimes when you see something online, you're just like, this
You
is
like hold
so
on to that
pretty.
thought.
Wow, I love this. And then it's gone. Right? So for me, I know there are some stores that bring things back like for a couple years, which is also why I love stores like Quince, because it's like, okay, I got a beautiful alpaca sweater. I want to get it in another color.
Yeah.
Because if it's something that I'm literally going to carry for or wear for like 10 years, which I've already worn some of my Quince sweaters for like 5 years, I'm like, I want it in another color.
I get that. And I do think, I guess I would say if I were to agree with you, I would say it more as like a core collection.
Okay.
So
I can get behind that.
What I've seen, and this is kind of like what you're talking about with Quince, is like, you know, there are a couple cardigans or tanks or things like that that are like a timeless staple. And then, you know, maybe it goes low stock and it's out of stock. And then the next year it comes back again, but maybe it has extra, like, you know, a different variety of colorways or, you know, maybe now they've added like an extra button or things like that. Or they have like a matching tank you can go with, you know, things like that. Where I really enjoy it is things that kind of can be mix and matched.
That's true.
So like,
yeah.
what I'm thinking of especially is Spanx.
Yeah.
So, you know, what they do, and Aritzia does this too.
I guess there are more stores that do this than
But it's a lot of
thought.
stores that do basics.
Yeah.
So like with Spanx and Aritzia, they do, and I think they do call it like the core collection. So it's like, you know, Spanx, maybe they have booty boost leggings. I love those so much.
Yeah, those are great.
But then, and usually the core collection is only like, you know, 4 or 5 colors. And then they'll have their limited edition colors of the core collection.
Yeah.
And then they'll have different like examples of like, okay, a tank, a different style of a tank that you can match with it, maybe a jacket that goes with it. And so then if you bought the leggings one year, then you can say, I really like these. I want the matching tank.
Right.
So the next year you can buy something that mixes and matches with it.
I love that.
And then you can be like, oh, I loved this again, you know, or maybe I got a hole in those leggings. I'm going to rebuy that and also buy the jacket that goes with it. So it's kind of like there are things that they always hold as a staple.
Yeah.
And of course, you know, sometimes they might decide we need to like take this out of the core collection and replace it with something else. Cause that's what I was talking about. That I'm like, is it, if someone brings it, if a store keeps bringing something back, at what point do they have to stop? Like, does it need to be a 5-year thing? Does it need to be a 3-year thing? Like, because I also know a lot of stores will be like, here's this, you know, staple pair of trousers. The next, you know, then when they bring it back, it's slightly tweaked. Is it tweaked because they've gotten different customer feedback and that's going to make it better? Or is it like this sold better? Like, I'm sure they have different reasonings based off of their...
I don't know. I'm thinking specifically of like, as an example, where you talk about tweaking stuff. Like Loft has, I love their Palmer pants, like a wide leg, but they fit so nice in the hips and they're great for work or casual wear. They've brought them back, but now they have like 5 extra buttons. I'm like, what do I want a button behind my back? Like, what is this butt button doing back? Like, it's a random
Why
button.
are you there?
There's buttons on the pockets, and it just looks a little bit bulkier. And I thought it was such a streamlined pair of pants. I'm like, I wish we just kept this. Or like, for example, sometimes maybe this is more of like from an influencer side, but there'll be some dresses that I'll buy, like maybe a beautiful print or like lace or whatever, and then it'll sell out so fast. And I'm like, I love this dress. I would love to share it for the next like 2 years, but it's gone now.
Yeah.
You know, and so maybe that's more from like an influencer side of things, but I love when brands bring things back, because then, like you said, you can show, okay, if you love these pants from last year, here's so we can add to that. And it's not like always telling people you need new stuff, but it's like you can add to some of the pieces you already have, or like when they bring things back in the same colors,
right?
Then it's like, okay, I know this goes with this. It's like the exact color match. I don't have to like,
it's not like a shade off where you're
a
like
slightly different green or whatever. So,
well, I think you hit the nail on the head, is that brands aren't doing that because fast fashion is becoming even faster.
Yeah.
And it's like, I mean, it drives me insane where like H&M or Zara, or even oftentimes like Loft or Gap or things like that, they'll have something that or Madewell. It gets launched for, a week and you will never see it again.
Yeah.
Like if it's sold out I guess it's because it creates that sense of urgency that
That
I really
hype.
like it. I got to get it now. Otherwise it's not going to be there. But I don't think that's a way to, I guess it's a way for them to earn more money.
Yeah. I guess
And
I don't
do
know
like if seeing things, oh, this is fresh. This is new. This is new. This is new. But I feel like there needs to be kind of a middle of the road, which is
Yeah.
why I think Aritzia, Gap, Spanx, Everlane, brands that they
Quince.
focus on Quince, they focus on high quality basics. They know it's high quality and they know that they can rely on that
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
have that core collection that people are like, where do I get a great tank? Blah, here. And then they can do the sort of novelty items as the limited colorway.
Yeah. I
Or
guess
like,
you're right.
oh, a limited like special edition of this.
I guess you're right. So yeah, that's my take, and would love to hear your thoughts. Like, leave some comments on the podcast. Just like, where do you stand on that? All right. Well, we are diving into our DMs. First question, a little sister tiff. My sister expects me to pay for everything.
I could get on board with this. Being the sister.
Says the 4-minute younger sister. All right. I recently moved to the same city as my younger sister. She's 28 and I'm 31. We're very close, but there's definitely an older sister caretaker vibe between the two of us.
Okay.
The week I moved, my sister suggested we go out to eat and celebrate, which I thought was a great idea. At the end of the meal, she realized she accidentally left her wallet at home.
That's why we got that tap, girl.
That's why we got that tap. And said she'd pay me back later. She never did.
Wait, so it was the younger sister that left her wallet? Okay.
Then next week, I was meeting my sister for coffee and she was running late. She asked if I could go ahead and order for her, which I did. And when she got there, she didn't mention paying me for the drink or ask how much it was. I feel like if I was you, I'd just be like, hey, can you shoot me $5 for that? Like,
That's the thing. Wait, keep reading it and then I will dive into what I'm about to say.
we're already talking about our sister dynamics. Okay. Yesterday, we were going to drive together to see our parents a few hours away. We had planned to take her car, but she texted and asked if we could take mine because she didn't have time to go get gas before we left.
Or pay for it.
Or pay for it. Can we take your car? Because I don't want to pay for gas.
Save $1.
I know these are little things, but they're starting to pile up and bother me. We're both single, work similar jobs, and have similar incomes. So I don't think it should be my responsibility to always pay for everything, especially now that we're adults. Should I bring this up to her?
Yes. I mean, the thing is, I think with money is one of those things that they say money is the number one like cause of divorce. Money is the number one thing that can break up friendships, that like friends go to court for, like all this crazy stuff. The best policy with money is to just be upfront, be open, be like talk about it as soon as possible. Like,
I was going to say at the beginning.
And I think each family is different like this.
Yeah,
and
it is interesting.
Sarah and I have had so many conversations like this, is that if I go get a coffee and Sarah says, oh, will you grab me some? I'm going to be like, yeah, just Venmo me $5.
Yeah.
Or just be like, yeah, you treat next time. If she doesn't treat next time, I'm going to be like, you said you'd treat.
Or
Like,
I'm just
gonna
gonna
say
say
it.
coffee. Like with us, we're like, oh, by the way, I bought you those blueberries a week ago. Can you send me that?
Can you send me
Like,
never, I don't know about you, but never has anybody bought me something and it just didn't even click that they just spent money on me.
No.
Whether it's a sandwich, whether it's a dress, whether it's a coffee, a train ticket, like I'm always going to be like, oh, do you want me to Venmo you? Oh, should I get the next one, or I can get the way back or something? Never. And maybe that's because we really had to like save our money, and we saved a lot for school and paid for a lot of things on our own, and found that sort of money responsibility early on.
and like the respect when someone else is like buying something for you, and it's like with the intent of you paying them back.
I mean,
or
at the bare minimum, you should be saying, oh, thank you so much for getting my coffee.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
if they're like, oh, I didn't, can you send me
Yeah,
the Venmo?
yeah.
Right. But it's like, how can you go about the world somebody buying something for you and you don't even clock the fact that they've bought you something?
It's-
I can't even
it's
put myself in that
It's
situation.
one thing if you're 21 your parents come to visit you at college. They're saying we're going out to lunch. I'm thinking, mama got this one, right? I'm like,
especially if you're like, 18 and under.
yeah,
You're in college. Like in college,
but
sure.
like as a grown
Once you
adult,
have a job, you've graduated,
like you're pushing 30. Like you should know everybody's working, everybody's got bills to pay, everybody's earning money, and the one sister was 28. So that's like 3 years difference. That's
you're not a baby.
No, I understand. Like maybe you feel like like they said, there's like kind of like a caregiver. Like I'm the older sister.
It's
like,
2 years, girlfriend.
3 years, 28 and 31.
Oh, I thought you said 30.
So
still,
like you're an adult. So here's what I would say: the next time your sister suggests going out to eat, you say, well, I think it's your time. It's like
Your turn to
jokingly, you could be
treat.
like, I think it's your turn to treat, considering I got last time, I drove and got your coffee. Now you don't have to stockpile it like that. That might not be great, but just be like, make sure to bring your wallet this time,
or just be like, your treat this time, right? Because you left your wallet the last time.
Yeah.
like just be upfront
with
about
sisters. Like I don't think you need to beat around the bush. Like they are blood.
Well, and oftentimes what we'll do, like if we're going out to dinner or something, we'll just say it from the beginning, like, oh, do you want to split this? Or especially if we're going out with a large party, just be like, say to the server right at the beginning, and we're just going to be on separate checks. Like just put it out there.
Do a counter service meal the next time with your sister. Go to
Yeah,
Chipotle
be like,
or
oh no,
something.
we're separate. Yeah, you can go first. Yeah, that's it. But I'm saying, like,
Yeah.
honestly, with money, it becomes this sort of weird dance of like, oh, I shouldn't say anything. That's rude. It's rude to talk about money. No, you're both adults, and you can just be like,
Yeah.
hey, will you send me a Venmo?
Especially with your sister.
I mean, it's your sister,
And it's not like there's a 15-year age gap or something.
No,
you know
and-
what I mean? Like
and
it's 3 years.
something I will say though is like with different cultures, I don't care how much age difference there is, whether it's small or large. In certain cultures, it is like the oldest sibling
Yeah.
is expected to like pay for everything. It doesn't sound like that's like the situation you're in.
Yeah.
But I do know friends and things like that where that is the situation. It's like they're
Yeah.
expected to pay for their little sisters,
Right.
Their, even if it's just a year or something, or their parents, or it's like
Yeah.
that is put upon them as the older sibling.
And it's nice to treat sometimes if you're like, oh, well, like I would think your sister, right? She was kind of like, let's go out to eat to celebrate you moving. I would think that she might even be like, it's on me, like, welcome to the neighborhood,
Right. It's like,
But-
let's celebrate you. Oh, you can pay for it. Thanks.
But
so much.
especially now that like you weren't living in the same area, now that you're back living together,
You're going to be hanging out a lot.
you need to like reestablish those ground rules.
Yeah. Reestablish the boundaries. Don't let this become such a thing, because it sounds like it's, like you said, it's building up and stockpiling in your mind. Like, this is bothering me.
Yeah.
This is bothering me. Just say it the next time. Just be like, your treat, right? And if she says
Yep.
no, or Sarah said, go to some counter service. Be like, oh yeah, we're separate. You
Yep.
go first. That's fine.
Or just like if you're talking about like they said they just went on this car ride, just be like today, be like, oh, I just sent you a Venmo too, so we can split the gas for going.
Yeah.
Like do it now.
Do it.
Shoot
Be
a
direct
Venmo
and
over.
as soon as possible when stuff like that happens.
Everybody's got Venmo. There is no excuse. Everybody's got the
Don't
tap.
and if they don't remember, shoot them a text and be like, oh hey, I just sent you a reminder on Venmo. Will you send me that money?
Yeah. I mean, with your sister,
Money-
there's no limit of reminders.
Money is just one of those things that it's like
one of those things.
people can get so worked up, and it
Yeah.
can really cause like
It can.
rifts.
It can.
So don't let it become a thing.
Don't
Just
let it
nip in the bud.
fester.
Yeah.
Nip it in the bud.
Do it right now.
You guys are gonna enjoy
Sarah and
living
I are
together.
like, oh, you're adding tax to that? Don't forget the $1 for tax.
We're not that penny pinching.
I mean, not really,
But-
but,
but-
like, if it's a big thing, we'll be like, oh, and also a couple bucks for tax. Thanks.
Yeah, or like, hey, also
Don't forget
like,
the tip. Add that tip in there.
Add that tip in
Hey.
Or in New York, where tax is like 9%, you're like, don't forget that tax.
Yeah.
No
you're right.
tax.
I mean,
Not free.
it's just like, and I think if you do want to treat, like, be specific, like my treat.
Like, want to go out tonight? My treat. If you're not saying that, if she's not saying it, like,
Right.
set those
Exactly.
rules so everybody's clear.
Because nobody wants to feel taken advantage of, but you
Right.
do also want that sort of freedom to treat when you want to.
Yeah.
Because that also feels good.
Yeah. So just reestablish you're both grown adults. Shoot
Use-
her a
use your
Venmo.
words, use your words.
Big breath, big girl words, and you'll be fine. You'll be fine.
All right. Question number 2. Is it normal to travel with your mom?
Mama Scoop.
Yes. Obviously, Mama Scoop. Obviously.
The best travel buddy out there, Mama Scoop.
Okay. Hi, Sarah and Leah. Looking for some travel advice.
Okay.
I'm 28 years old and just got back from a 10-day trip to Italy with my mom. Ooh, that's so
Fantastico.
fun. On my first day back to work, I was chatting with my coworkers and they asked if I went on the trip with some friends. To which I told them, no, I went with my mom. And they all kind of chuckled amongst themselves and asked, don't you have anyone else your age to travel with?
Ooh, clap back.
Oh my gosh. Wow. I wouldn't have thought anything about traveling with your mom.
What's wrong with little mom time?
I do have quite a few friends, but honestly have always loved having girl time with my mom.
Yeah.
It's nice traveling together because we can share costs, we have similar interests, and I'm more of an introvert, so being around her doesn't drain my social battery. We usually go on 2 trips a year together, and I honestly look forward to that time so much. I freaking love that. I've never felt weird about traveling with her before, but now my coworkers are in my head. Is it normal to enjoy traveling with my mom? Yes, it is totally normal to enjoy time traveling with your mother. You're both adults.
Girl, these people are jealous that they do not have a mom that they get along with enough that they want to be best buddies and travel
They're
with.
like, my mom, oh, I can't even imagine traveling with her. You're having so much fun with your mom.
and share a gelato
and
with
they
your
can't
mom.
they can't even be, I mean,
You and your mom are besting. You're going to the Coliseum. You're sharing gelato. You're going out for spritzes in the evening, and then you're going back
you're
for
like,
some girl time.
should we do halves and halfsies on this pastas? Yeah, I want to try both. Squid ink and, cacio e pepe.
Like, what? I know so many people that travel with their mom.
I feel like
or
that's
they're-
very normal.
Like, I don't think that there's anything weird about that. I truthfully think this is coming from a place of like they can't understand because they want to be as far away as possible from their parents.
Exactly. I think that's the core of it. Is that they can't even imagine a world where they want to travel with their mom.
Yeah, like why would I want
Because
to?
they're like, oh my God, mom would be such a killjoy. I mean, we love traveling with
Yeah,
Mama Scoop.
yeah.
She's fun. She's always up for
New food.
She likes walking, likes exploring. She's going to look up the history of every place we go to and we're going to learn something.
Yeah, I think that's really interesting. I truthfully think this could only be coming from a place of like just not understanding
Jealousy
that
or
dynamic.
not understanding.
I mean, it's
Also,
so true. Like,
if traveling with your mom, they're not going to be like the last story where they're like just going to be like free loaning the whole time.
Yeah.
Like you guys can have a conversation of like, oh, do you want to get lunch? I'll get dinner. And you said like she doesn't drain
Definitely.
your social battery.
you're like, we can, if you're really close, you're like we can do like a 1-bedroom hotel or like a 1-bed Airbnb. We don't need to spend extra costs. Of like
Yeah.
everybody wants their own room. It's not awkward if you're like just getting out of the shower, walking around in a towel. Like you're with your mom
Like they've seen you since your
since your birth,
your initiation.
since your initiation. Like there's nothing awkward. Like
Since
if,
day one.
and like. I mean, Leah and I love traveling together as sisters. I feel like it's kind of a similar dynamic with your mom. Like sometimes everybody gets tired when they're traveling. And like you said, like your social battery doesn't have to be so depleted when you're with your family because there's a certain
Right.
level of like, I can come back to the hotel, totally chill out or be like, I just need like 10 minutes.
You don't have to
close
put
my
on
eyes.
any sort of like facade. You can just
No.
be who you are.
Or if you're like, I don't want to do that. It
You can
doesn't
just
feel
say it.
weird to be like, well, you just say
They
it as
want to
it
make them
is.
happy. Yeah, you can just be honest. And that's not to say maybe you don't ever get annoyed with
Yeah.
your mom or like little. I mean, we definitely get into little tiffs or arguments. And
Everybody
stuff
when
we
you're traveling.
and
You're
even
just-
even your
it's a
partner.
lot.
Like there are things that are going to annoy you, but I also think there's like an interesting and also really cool shift from where your parents become your parents to where they're your parents, but also your friends.
Yeah, because when you're grown up, you're kind of like on the same level. And you're
Oh
like,
yeah. I thought you said when you're growing up.
oh
but-
no, when you're grown up, you're like, I'm an adult, you're an adult. Should we hang out? Let's
Yeah.
hang out, you know?
And you sort of start seeing your parents in a different light, and maybe they're more honest with you with certain things because they're like, we're all adults. Like I can talk to you like an adult.
Yeah.
And I think that is such a cool transformation. And
Yeah.
even if sometimes you like butt heads growing up, that when you become adults, it's like, oh, actually, we have so much in common, and
Yeah.
that's why we butted heads.
Absolutely. I mean, I know someone who went to Europe with their mom this summer and they had a great time. Like, there was nothing wrong with that.
I know people. I mean, we loved traveling with mom and grandma.
Yeah.
Like
we took a road
had
trip.
the multi-generation. Like it was
was
so
fun.
much fun. I think do not start letting these people
No,
have like
do
make
not.
it complex in your mind. If
No.
you've got your travel buddy they should be freaking jealous.
If you want to do a girls trip, like that's fun too, but there is nothing wrong with going on a trip with your mom. And you've got like, it's the security of knowing you're traveling with someone that's reliable, someone that you have a history with.
Doesn't drain you. Like that is hard to find. So hold on to that.
Yeah. And then, you know, in the years to come, you're going to have all these amazing memories to look back on with your mom, all these pictures, and those other people, like they just can't even comprehend what an amazing time you're having.
Yeah. And I mean, every mother, you know, daughter, son, whatever relationship is different,
Yeah.
but that doesn't mean you should start getting self-conscious about yours. Like own that. And that's a pretty great gift.
Just
that's pretty awesome.
give a little smile. Like you guys have no idea how much fun we're having, and just,
yeah,
just
you'd be
keep
like,
enjoying.
you want to get cocktails with my mom? She's great.
She's great.
Let's meet her. Karen, get over here. You go have fun and travel with your mom.
You go have fun with that mama.
Yeah.
All right. Our last question. My husband wants kids, but won't pick up his socks.
The age-old problem. What a quandary.
Hi, girls. A few weeks ago, you asked about annoying things your partner does. Well, my husband of 3 years is pretty much your average messy guy. He never picks up his socks. I have to remind him over and over to take out the trash, and he can't remember to switch out the laundry to save his life. He's always talking about when we have kids, but his messiness has started to make me anxious about having kids. I feel like I would have to nag him even more to clean up after himself and a baby. How do I tell him that his messiness is messing with my head?
I mean, it's like the last thing that you want to do is like be trying to time feedings around about a baby and cleaning up diapers that he's left, you know, hanging around, bottles that aren't cleaned when you need it. Like, you don't want to have to be his mother too.
Yeah. This is actually really funny because I like being in New York, like you overhear your neighbors sometimes. So I was,
What's the tea?
I was cooking.
Oh my God.
And
yes.
our window was open and I could hear the girl and her boyfriend in the apartment next to us, and they were in a fight because she was telling him, like, all you do is like sit around and watch like Comedy Central on your phone. And like I'm over here making dinner, and like if I'm trying to decide if we should be together for the rest of our lives, like what is this going to look like when we have kids? Like, are you just going to be sitting here while I'm doing all the chores? Like, this was literally a conversation I overheard. It was so
that's
funny.
amazing and also valid.
And valid. And he was like, his response was, but we don't have kids. Like, I'm just sitting here hanging out. We don't have kids. Like, why are you thinking about our kids? We don't have kids. And I think that's such a huge difference between women and men. Like, guys are like, well, I'll step up to the plate when I have to. And we as women are like, I'm looking for the signs now.
I'm looking for the proof.
Like, show me that I can feel secure if we have a kid. Show me the evidence. Show me the proof that you're going to be there for me now. Because we're like, if you can't do it now,
how are you gonna do it with more things on our plate?
And I think guys are like, some guys are like, well, you know, if we have a baby, like I'll be better, I'll improve, and you're just like, well, why would I
believe you?
Yeah, because you're not doing that now. So I think this is like an age-old question. Obviously, like my neighbor was going through the same thing. I wonder if my neighbor's listening.
That's amazing that you get to
I know.
listen in.
I was like stirring something. I was like, oh my gosh. I was like, wait, don't listen. Don't listen.
It's like you can't not
You cannot listen. I'm like,
listen.
you're having this argument like right outside my window.
That is tricky. Yeah. I
So
mean,
like, I think you need to talk to him and just how my neighbor was saying, like, you know, we keep talking about stuff like this. It's hard for me to envision our life with kids when it seems like it's going to be a lot more work for me because I'm constantly reminding you to like clean up around the house, pick up your socks, take care of yourself. How am I going to be able to depend on you to take care of someone else when you can't do those things for yourself? So I really need you to show me that. And maybe he's not going to understand, but like this conversation that I overheard was like a boyfriend, girlfriend, like they weren't married, they weren't together.
And you've been, what, said married 3 years?
I think they said
Or together for 3 years? I think,
yeah, 3 years.
I think too, you know, the next time he says like, oh, like with our kids, right then and there, like in that moment, you could say like, you know, I know we keep talking hypothetically about kids. For me to get to the place where I'm going to be ready to have kids with you, which I do want for our life together, I need us to both be in this with responsibility. Like, I want us to have a handle on how we're taking care of our household, how we're taking care of
Right.
chores. Maybe say, I think we need to come up with a chore list. We need to have a
Yeah.
weekly meeting where we're just dividing tasks
Yeah.
or something. And because maybe like they did a study, and women, they say, carry like 50% more mental load
Yes.
than men. And I mean, I think it's hard to generalize like that, but I personally do kind of connect with that. Is that I'm constantly thinking, like, I'm strategizing in my head all the time of like, okay, timing, like I need to prepare dinner. And I mean, I like to cook. If I ask Colin, oh, like, let's cook together, that's totally fine. But I oftentimes like to do the cooking. So I'm like, okay, well then if I want to do that this week, then I need to also go to the grocery store. How am I going to time that out? Okay, then also, oh, are we running on low on granola bars? I need to order that on Amazon. Oh, I should do this. Oh, it's about 7:00. I need to run it, blah, blah, blah. Colin might be sitting there calmly reading. And I'm like,
us as
why is
women,
he not worried about all these things? And it's like, I'm also just doing that in my head. You can't expect somebody to know all the things that are going on in your head.
but as women, it's like the task list it's not done because it's not physically happening. It's going on in your brain.
Right.
You're thinking about all the things that need to be done.
Therefore, it is mental work. It's mental
and
workload.
it's mentally draining. And a lot of women say that, one of the reasons that like a lot of people go to couples therapy and such is because they feel like they're the taskmaster of like everything going on, like with their kids, with their
Like
they're
they
in
think
charge.
if I just let go of the reins, all hell would break loose in our household. Like,
Yeah.
like if
Yeah.
I didn't plan dinner, like come 6:00, would he say,
Yeah.
should I start making something for dinner? Or like, oh, do we have a plan for dinner? Or would he just not eat anything? Would there be nothing to eat? Like,
Yeah.
if I didn't say anything, would the laundry just never be done?
Yeah.
And it's sort
Would
of
we
this
just have
thing if like,
moldy
if I
clothes?
just let go, what would happen?
And I think there's a fear of like, if I let go, I don't want everything to fall apart. So I'm not gonna do that. As women, we're like, I'm not gonna do that because I don't want everything to fall apart. But
And we
you-
want the control of it, knowing that it will be successful because I'm doing it, right? Like,
Yeah.
I bet you pick up his socks.
yeah. So you might have to have a few like crash and burn moments for him to realize. And it might, like, maybe this is an extreme, but it might be like, I need you to see how important it is for you to keep track of your laundry because I cannot be the one that's adulting you right now. I'm
Maybe.
washing my own laundry.
Yeah.
You need to do your own laundry from now on because I don't think you're aware of how much work this is.
Yeah. And you just need to say that. Or I mean, and I had a moment with Colin where preparing dinner felt like it was starting to get really stressful to me for a while. And so I would like, we had a conversation where I was just like, it's feeling very stressful to me that like I feel like it's my responsibility to I need to know this. And so we started having a weekly meeting where on one day on the weekend we just pulled out a calendar and said like, okay, what do we want to do for dinner this day? Do we want to cook together? And it took that mental load off of
Yeah.
me to the point where I was like, wow, I'm really enjoying cooking again. I'm
That's
really enjoying doing all the
good.
stuff. We're like, oh, we need to prep this. And then I could also see when he was busy, when I was free, when I was busy, when he was free, so that we could both maneuver things on our own schedule. I mean, we keep saying this, but communication is everything. And if something's bothering you, it's so easy to start feeling passive aggressive about it.
And I think it's also important to realize that like your husband is not going to change his ways until he wants to change his ways.
Right.
And they
you
say
don't need to like, it shouldn't be a responsibility to nag and be his mother.
no, and you shouldn't be like trying to change him either. But if there's something that you guys are both wanting to add to your relationship, that also means maybe you need to address some of the things that are currently going on in order to make that a happy
Right.
situation. So they say that change only happens when it's too uncomfortable to stay the same. Maybe he needs to wake up in the morning, he's getting ready for work, and he doesn't have any clean underwear because he didn't wash his clothes and he didn't switch over the laundry and you didn't do it for him because he needs to go through that pain point in order to grow.
And you didn't prep his coffee, or just things like that. Like,
not saying to you be like, well, I told you if you didn't, like, we're not saying be like pointing
but I
fingers
like the
and
way that you
stuff.
said, I don't think you understand the work that goes into like the time and effort that goes into this. For this week, I'm going to wash my own laundry. I want you to be responsible for yours so you can understand.
Yeah.
It's really bothering me. It's really weighing on me that I feel like I'm doing all of this and you're just like forgetting. So, you know,
And also,
I'm gonna do mine. I want you to do yours this week. Not in like a mean way,
No.
but just in a I
you
need you to
see
understand.
this. You need to and also as like a, we keep talking about having kids. If something were ever to happen to me and we had kids, it would be you that needed to know how to do all of this, that could keep everything running. So you need to have the practice at this. You need to have the experience where it's not coming from a point of like, I can't believe you're not like me, where it's like, this is our situation and this could be a reality.
Yeah.
We both need to be
Also,
like,
let me just put it out there that it's like, who's told you that it was your responsibility to do the laundry?
I know. I ask myself that sometimes.
Who told
like,
you it was your responsibility, me, right, to make dinner every night? Who told you it was your responsibility that the kitchen needs to be cleaned and that the socks need to be off the floor? Nobody. Literally nobody, but we are taught so much through ingrained behavior that it's like, it's the woman's responsibility to take care of the household. And literally pull back and say, we are two humans living in a square together.
Yeah.
Right? We're living in a cube together. You can do anything you want.
Person one, person two, square.
Thing one, thing two, right? Like you have no preset responsibilities. So you build your own responsibility list. Have that meeting and say, this is what you're doing. What do you want to do? Do you want to do vacuuming this week? Or do you want to do dusting? Just choose. I mean, there's multiple options. Oh, do you want to load the dishwasher? Do you want to unload the dishwasher?
Yeah.
If you know it's not being done, being like, we just need to check the things off at the end of the night. The to-do list.
Change takes time, and sometimes if you've been with someone for a long time, it's
not going to be fast. It's not going to be easy,
and you can get in the habit of like, I don't know how I started being the one that did laundry. Maybe when we started dating, I offered to do the laundry this week
and then it's just like,
and then I did it the next week, and suddenly like now this is my mental load. And like sometimes you don't even know where these routines start.
Remove the should, and just start coming up with what makes you happy, what makes them happy too.
And I think it will need a conversation of like, a lot of these tasks around the house have become my mental load. I'm not saying you put that on me, but that's the situation we're in.
Maybe
and like
even
we
like
need to reestablish.
Maybe even have you like sit down, write a list of things that you feel are your responsibility, and have him write out the things that he feels like are his responsibility. Have a conversation about how you feel about those things on the list.
Yeah.
Can we divide this so this looks a little more even?
Yeah.
But it all comes down to, you're going to have very open dialogue about all of this.
And it could be a little bit uncomfortable,
but I think you're going to feel so much better airing it.
Yeah.
Having that regular, conversation about it. So it doesn't feel like you're building it up and that's like bothering you until it comes to a head. And then you like lash out about something that's unrelated. We've all been there.
Yeah.
We've all been there. But myself included.
I think what you're saying is valid. Like, I don't want to add more to my plate in our current situation because it seems like it's going to be my mental load, not his.
Yeah.
And like, I think that's totally valid. I think as your husband of 3 years, you need to have an open conversation with him about this.
Because if you're going to have kids, there are going to be lots of conversations about dividing responsibility, taking care, who's taking care of the baby today, tomorrow I have to go out of town for a work trip, and like so many factors.
Hey, like, I want to have a conversation. Like, this is coming from a place of love. I just want to like have an open conversation about something that's been on my mind. Like, maybe I haven't expressed this enough, but this has really been weighing on me. And I really want to have a conversation with you. So, because I love you. And like, the more you can focus it in like a positive light, even
like,
if you're
I want us to grow together.
Even if you're like, can you just take out the trash? It's overflowing in the corner. Like, getting mad might not solve your problems right now. You know what I mean? So I would maybe come at this conversation, because then if you're like, remember this conversation we had last week where I said this was really important, and like we had this conversation, okay, we need to like keep implementing that, and then you can draw back on it. But I think
that's what I'm saying. Like the weekly meeting can be good.
Conversation.
Get used to talking about it together.
It takes, I think they say it takes like 30 to 60 days to break a habit
and to build a new one. Yeah.
So just because you talk to him one day,
it's gonna take some time,
and say, pick up your socks, probably gonna have to have a conversation again.
Let it be a joint effort as opposed to you nagging.
Joint effort,
communication.
This is a tricky one.
I think you're gonna get there. It just takes that communication time.
Good luck.
Work. Yeah,
I think
you
can
got
do it.
this. You got this.
I think you got this. But thank you for tuning in to this week's episode of the Inside Scoop podcast. If you want to be featured in next week's episode, send us a DM on Instagram to the Inside Scoop podcast. We're checking our DMs all the time. All write-ins are anonymous, and we'd love to talk about what you're going through on the podcast.
See you next week.
Bye.
Bye.